Skagit County Sheriff's. Anyway, I'm crossing Silmanberry Road or something like that. Day Creek. I knew they'd come, and I was gonna say it on a video, but I didn't. Because they'd probably have somebody come and intercept me, try to catch me for something. Anyway, till I tell you, over and out. I videotape my whole life. Hey everybody, at the commissioners, I'm gonna be surprised if they don't try to trespass me. Just trying to expose the corruption and save myself. Don't mean anybody harm, nothing like that.
Insufficiently addressed risks of substantial or undue adverse effects on adjacent properties, neighborhood traffic, the natural environment, and other matters affecting public health, safety, and welfare. Given the fire risks associated with lithium-ion battery installations, concerns raised by the fire chief and residents regarding air quality, groundwater contamination, risk of wildfires were reasonable and credible. The record submitted suggests there have been 35 required fires associated with the technology out of more than 2,000 grid-scale systems, which means 1 in 57 desk systems have encountered a fire. The materials submitted by the applicant, which tended to diminish the seriousness of the risk, did not fully address the concerns raised and failed to demonstrate the benefit to the community of 4 hours of power to the regional power grid is adequate justification for taking on these risks. Notably, the applicant's reliance on a future emergency response plan is inconsistent with the nature of the sub-public process and hearing examiner review, and that it denies the public the opportunity to weigh in on the plan. Further, given the fire chief's ongoing objection to the use, even after direct discussions and assurances from the applicant, it is unclear that an emergency response plan could be developed that adequately addresses issues of concern. The use would impose an undue burden on the local fire district. Thank you.
We'll leave the forest fingers with all that, because we'd like to get that to planning and development services. So you have a copy of that for us?
Sure.
That'd be great, thank you.
All right.
Good morning, Rebecca Peck from Bo. I'm here to challenge you guys about the budget. About giving your official vote of honoring and upholding the Constitution. And so, of course, I'm going to talk about due process in the public defender's office. And first of all, it's not reassuring at all to hear a commissioner or the finance director, Tricia, say that they're afraid of the legal mandate that's coming up, what it's going to do to the budget to get 22 more public defenders. If you're afraid to do budgets in bad times, you're not the right people to be here in bad times. We have to get strong. I've been saying this for almost this whole year. Next year, you guys are talking about the budget.
I love this lady.
About it nicely in a way that should have happened this year. As far as I'm concerned, Skagit County is 1 year behind in their budget stuff because of what's coming down the pike. We knew what was coming down the pike. Read Project 2025 if you don't know, if you still haven't read it. We know what's going to happen to our funds coming from feds, state, everywhere. We know what's going to happen to the economy because of all the weird stuff that's happening because of our federal government. We need to be proactive, not reactive. Point 4 is not measurable for getting to 22 public defenders. This budget for 2026, you're doing point 4. We have to get real. We have to have due process. Without due process, we don't have democracy. You guys are the gatekeepers of this right now. I know you don't want to be. I know you want the state to pay. Fine, it's still coming out of all our pockets. In the meantime, innocent people are behind bars. It's costing them more money. It's costing them their lives. We need some strong leadership. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll speak. Yeah, I'm going to reiterate on what she said. Hi, Anthony Romano, plot 44681, Skagit County, Upper River. And to capitalize on what she said, I've been wrongfully imprisoned and needles stabbed in my legs and catheters up my you-know-what and unlawfully. And right here in 2023, right in one of my logbooks, this is bad, way back. Meeting with the public defender that was appointed to me, Bridge. That's all I can say is, in courtroom 1, when Bridge came up to me and asked if we could talk after the proceeding, I said yes. Meet in the interview room afterwards. Quoted RCW 36.28 and 0.10 to Bridge. I quoted it to him and to Bridge, and that something has to be done about these people making false police reports resulting in my wrongful arrest unlawfully. And now, what did I receive just the other day? On Halloween, I had to go to court for Kelly Gillingham, the water master, okay, putting a restraining order on me. 10 years. I only met her one time, okay? And now I've got my neighbor behind me taking over for the Belfields, Kayleen M. Winters and Kyle Wheeler, saying I killed their dog. Okay, that is absolutely ridiculous. I love animals. This has got to stop, these false police reports. And the police making false police reports, not giving me discovery, not disclosing anything on my records requests, like what happened to the property swap, Lisa, with the Parks and Recreations. Plot 44682 and plot 44674 and plot 44681, mine. And transposing auditor file numbers. I can prove that too. It's right in my backpack. You want to see it? Would you like to see it?
You can leave any written information.
And I'm tired of this 7 years of yes, being harassed big time. So I wish you guys would stop. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Right, thank you, Mr. Romano. Alrighty.
It's got to stop. They're wasting the money right there on me, the innocent person.
We have 2 people on the line for public comment. Marita Humboldt, would you like to provide public comment?
And this gal has everything to do with it.
Good morning, Commissioners. Larita Humboldt, aka Tweety Lake Kavanaugh. Continuing our report regarding curbside recycling. Brent and I went on a little field trip on Friday, October 31st, and would like to update you regarding our findings. In addition to Nookachamp, Mount Bourne, Walker Valley, and Baker Heights, today we investigated and found that both Lake McMurray and Clear Lake have curbside recycling bins that are east and well off of Highway 9. Lake McMurray has several small narrow roads going down to lakefront properties that all have blue curbside recycling bins. Included roads are Lakeside Lane and Hill Road. We also weaved all around through small back streets in Clear Lake, finding more blue recycling bins, and again, all are east and well off of Highway 9. Those roads include Beaver Lake, Mill Street, Post Street, Lake Street, and School Drive. And we all know that Cedar Woolley is east of Highway 9, and the entire town is provided with curbside recycling. And it matters not what companies are providing the service, but that it exists and has for some time. So the question remains, how is it that these neighborhoods to the east of Highway 9 and off the beaten path are being provided and receiving curbside recycling? We have been told on so many occasions that recycling does not exist to the east of Highway 9, and yet we have proof that this is untrue. Lake Kavanaugh has had garbage service for many years, and we find that it just couldn't be that difficult to add mandatory curbside recycling service to all of the current waste management customers. We have been surveyed, and the greater percentage are willing to pay for curbside recycling. Not to mention the many residents that currently do not subscribe to garbage service that will probably sign up if recycling is offered. Those residents have second homes and have determined that they have to haul the recycling to their home. They may as well haul their garbage as well. We used to do the same prior to moving here full time. Steve's comment that this is a pilot program and that we have to have a countywide ordinance in order to facilitate Lake Kavanaugh is rubbish. Obviously, exemptions were made for all these other neighborhoods. We are requesting that the county entities look back at records and see what variances were applied for and do the same for us. There has to be documentation within the county records and waste management in order for these areas to be receiving curbside recycling. We are simply requesting the same. The side of waste management's trucks say reduce, reuse, recycle, and we want to be part of that concept. FYI, and of course, and as you might imagine, we have many pictures supporting our field trip. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, Donnelly.
all the motorhomes and stuff that are getting dumped along the highways. It's the property the counties are picking up and dumping them out on the road for us taxpayers to pay for.
On the Zoom meeting, if phone caller, if you would like to provide public comment, go ahead and
Yes.
unmute. Yep, go ahead and state your
Yes,
name.
it's me.
Oh.
Ed Johnson. How
Yeah.
are you doing?
Good.
I got a fix for this Kavanaugh problem. Just drop a whole bunch of trees across that road and say you're on your own, because man, they have too many problems. I'm not calling about that. I am calling about 3 or 4 things, and that is one, Kennedy said it best back in the day, don't ask what the country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. And there's a lot of people remiss in that, in my opinion. Furthermore, Americans, you better damn read the Constitution. I've had a debate with a buddy of mine about Jimmy Kimmel, and everybody thinks it's all about one guy. It is not. Kimmel had a staff of 89 dumbasses. And it wasn't just one guy. It's the same thing as Congress and the White House. Read the Constitution before opening your mouth, and then understand how it all works. And this last one was kind of interesting. Well, the second to last, seniors. Out in O'Connor, I just got on my bills for the first month, and I'll be damned, the town bill is $100 and something base rate, because the senior rate's not available to me. Why? I don't own the property. So who's getting the advantage of that senior rate? Nobody. So there's a whole lot of us seniors and disabled out here in Channel Cove, and I just thought I'd mention it because it's probably a slight oversight, but there is a senior helping, especially as low-income folks, and I'd sure like to see that move to where we can take advantage of it. Otherwise, it just seems to be a moot point. And lastly is this, the judicial system in Skagit, maybe elsewhere, is very retarded. It took 2 years for a case where a young lady, 19-year-old, got murdered by a 23-year-old guy, and I have some adjectives for him too, but never mind. It took 2 years for that to go to court, and even on the paperwork for the case, and this is regarding Casey McMullen, it stated that, and it was flagged, that the speedy trial had expired. No kidding. So getting the next 22 or 222 prosecutors, yes please, get her done, because in violation of Amendment 6 of the U.S. Constitution, yes, I've already reported it to the DOJ. Not anything will become of it because of the bureaucracy and stuff, but again, come on people, read the Constitution, understand what we should be doing for this country instead of begging and pleading to get rid of the beavers. All right, I'm done. Anything else?
That's good, Ed, thanks.
Okay, catch you later, bye.
Thank you. All right, Commissioner Browning, any announcements or, success stories you'd like to share?
We had a big week last week. We all went to Spokane for the.
Yeah, I
we're
should
not-
have been
We're
there.
not doing much traveling anymore because of the budget, but we do go to the WASAC meeting, which is Washington Association of County Officials. And we were there for 3 days. And some of the real big ones, we had a Timber County caucus, which gave us a chance to meet all the other people who have lots of timber, make sure that we're getting the opportunity to harvest that, which was designed to be harvested, not
Lots
natural
9 and
forest,
10,
not
which are
natural
patented to
forest,
my
but timber
title.
designed to be harvested. And we also had the coastal counties, which talks a lot about fish. And how
Right
they fish,
above the state
what we
park.
do to bring back salmon. We're both really, really well attended and had some great conversations. I'm on the State Board of Health. We had a State Board of Health meeting there that was really good. It was about vaccines and making sure that we're doing the right vaccines and not extreme amounts, but it was really good discussion too. There's a group called SWIS, and that's Skagit, Island, San Juan, and Snohomish counties that get together, and we talk regularly about behavioral health, which is a group I'm with, and you're with the
They're weaponizing that against people.
I was broadband.
broadband, and making sure you get broadband availability throughout the county. And Commissioner Weeson is with the,
Yeah, I'll think about
Yeah.
that, yep.
but we get a 5-county region going. That's the beauty of our 5 counties up here. We all work really, really well together. And we share things, and there's some things that we're doing that others wanted to steal from us. There are things that they're doing that we'd love to borrow from them. So it's really nice having the 5 counties work together. And I've been working in this area with the 5-county cooperatives since the early 90s. And we have been, by a lot of people around the state, they would love to be like our 5-county region, because we just talk together. It's not ego laden, it's not the size of your county, it's just people caring about the people that live in our counties. And
The rich caring
finally,
about the
I was
rich.
able to go to Kevin McCrae, who's part of our probation program. He retired after 37 years. That's something that we do that a lot of people don't do. We have people that stay here forever. And it's not that we pay extremely well. There was a long time when we were below some of the local averages, but people stay here because they really like their county and they like working with us. And Kevin is one of those. It was just great to see him. It was great to talk with him, but it's just amazing to see someone who's put 37 years of their life in a county like ours, taking care of young people, making sure that they don't end up as part of the very expensive legal system down the road. And the success rate is pretty high on that. So
As he's looking at me.
that's it. Thank you.
Okay.
That guy's
Yeah,
weird.
the time spent at the county leaders conference is always valuable. I attend
both of
the
us
work
probably.
sessions, you learn, best practices, and get to share your own, what's going on with the county. So I was in one about short platting and some of the risks of losing agricultural land with different division processes, that.
When I bought my place, it was a farm. It said farm.
Sure that we understand how.
They rezoned it.
Protect
Took
our own
away,
farmland.
like it made my whole place disappear.
At the county leaders conference luncheon.
Got the original homestead
the North Star
certificate.
Project was recognized as being a project of impact, was the title, how.
And my neighbor ripped my water lines out.
Positively impact their community, and so
The
they
original
were
grantor,
working
that
with
was my lot.
private,
So it's only 1 acre, but
nonprofits,
that's where all the rights boil down to.
Service delivery and long-range planning and, coordinating the collaborating with
very
the
common.
cities, all those city councils, and the county commissioners is.
But I'm just a
Far
lunatic.
different cry than, a lot of counties. And the-
Get my teeth shattered, get assaulted a bunch of times, get run over by cars. And I'm the one that's unstable. Yeah.
So many of the
They're the ones ordering it.
talking about behavioral health and, across those geographic jurisdictions, and that was recognized, so that was, I thought, really, special and uplifting. Budget was mentioned. Budget is it is an ongoing process. It is never easy to make staffing reductions. That is happening in the county, and we have We have notified all the electeds and department heads that the budget, there's not a budget season as in past years, but that the budget, will continue to be modified, throughout the year in more,
Because of all the
meaningful ways.
lawsuits
So all the departments have
they got
submitted
against 'em.
contingency plans, and those are being evaluated and prioritized by commissioners.
which
and
sucks
I'm
because
sure
it's
we'll,
just us paying for it.
include the inputs from the new commissioner who will be sitting in this District 3 seat, in just over a month now. So it is we have the time to slow play a little bit some of the, staffing changes that will have to happen, to sustain a budget. That is happening. As for the, public defense, I just wanna underscore that, Jerry Chavez is very good about communicating to us the needs. She had actually stated that she has sufficient staffing for caseload standards, and scheduled to meet the Supreme Court requirements. She was good through the, fiscal year 2027. The Supreme Court then came out with a clarification that said there has to be incremental changes in every budget year, even if you're on path to meet those requirements, thus the expanding a part-time employee to a full-time.
Stop the malicious prosecutions.
Public defense in Skagit County is still ahead of, the mandated caseload standard. So that part, I feel good about it. Yes, the state should pay for more. That message will not change. All right,
We did meet with.
I wish I could just speak out right now.
The battery.
Say stop the malicious prosecutions.
And, we told them that there's a lot of lack of trust of them and the risk potentially.
Yes,
from a
sirree.
health standpoint. They made it very clear to them that we want them to supply us. Of course, you're not gonna always get the best response, but supply us with examples of all of the failures and all of the changes in how they build the systems, to be safer. And that's just some really good discussion to make sure that we're all talking about what's real and not, as the one woman earlier said.
And not made up
What
like that
you
shit.
say, but what's real. And so I think there's some really good scientific evidence to support it. But remembering too, that some of the battery storage programs are out of our hands because the government can do what they want to do. Some of them are very much under our control. There's things going on. But thank you for getting reported in.
all right, and then just a quick note, we try to flag, the letters that were signed by commissioners outside of an open public meeting, communications that are timely and need to be, sent, but the, county has.
Oh, my
what we call
flashlight's on. I
operating
didn't know that.
It's an advisory group that is actually the advisory group to the Board of Health. And, we had some, key staff changes